The tough economy has forced many public service agencies to have their budgets cut. And that's also true for a lot of nonprofit organizations that are trying to help victims of crime. Tonight we're going to be taking a look at one such organization to help you understand some of the struggles they're going through right now and just how important they really are. That's tonight on Cox Forum. Tonight on Cox Forum, we welcome back Patricia Wenskunas. She is the founder of Crime Survivors, and she speaks with quite a bit of authority because she is indeed a crime survivor. We're going to meet her right now and find out exactly what your organization has been up to since we met you last. First of all, let's back up a little bit and tell us about what happened to you, about the crime that was committed on you.
Well, I always tell people I think I lived my first half of my life as a victim. I was victimized as a child and then re-victimized throughout my life. And then as an adult woman, as a single mother, my personal trainer came into my home, drugged me, tried to kill me, and threatened to kill my son when he was done killing me. Life-changing experience. I had been victimized before, but never would have ever thought that somebody would want to kill me. So going through the legal process, finding out what that's all about, never really realizing, thinking that it's like the Law and Order or the TV shows, which it's nothing like that.
It's taken care of in an hour, right?
Right.
Yeah, unless it's 2 hours special, then 2 hours.
That's right. And so he was charged with deliberate premeditated attempted murder, burglary in the first degree, assault with a deadly weapon, and criminal threat. And through our legal system, he served approximately 120 days. So he's on the street. However, one of the greatest things that has happened, I didn't think it was great at the time, but I do think it is a great thing now, is to be able to have a passion and purpose at a young age, to be able to start an organization, a nonprofit, to be able to provide support and guidance to all victims of crime.
Just the fact that you fought back, and I know more of the details of the story, and that was part of why you're alive now. But to go beyond that and then to start an organization, there's lots of victims of crime. Why did you start this organization?
I think I've been given a gift. I don't think that everybody can go out and start an organization. I think all victims can survive. I don't think they have to live a victim's life. I think it's part of my makeup, a part of who I am, what I have found to do in my life, and to really empower other victims that maybe you can't start a nonprofit organization, but you can survive beyond the crime. You can live, you can go back and get a different career, you can raise your families, you can have good moments and bad moments and happy and sad moments throughout your life, but you can survive beyond it. And for me, myself personally, I think it was just, it was a miracle. It was basically to be able to survive the crime, but then yes, to start a nonprofit when I didn't have the experience or the knowledge or anything else. It was like just everything happened, one thing after another, to be able to lead me to start an organization.
So, really, what was the spark? How did you just say one day, well, I've got to do something to help other victims of crime, and look through the yellow pages and see how to start a nonprofit organization?
I don't think that was it. I think it was just going through the whole system and seeing how the system worked, seeing what I went through, and really feeling like I don't want to go through this anymore in my life, and I don't want anybody else to have to go through what I went through. I want to make sure that law enforcement is there to provide support to the victims immediately the first 24 hours. I want to make sure that the advocates, the district attorneys, that everybody is uniting together to really make sure that there's no separate link missed within that system. And so I thought, well, you know what, if I can provide that, then that's what I need to do. And I did. I went to the library and I researched and I got this book and that book on nonprofits. And I contacted other people that I knew in different fields or different careers and talked to them about it and researched online through different websites. And basically what I did is I actually started with our awareness pin before I even started the nonprofit. I thought, gosh, there's these ribbons everywhere. But there's nothing for attempted murder. There's nothing for just in general for victims of crime. And so that's what I did. I started the awareness pin, which is black and blue. The black signifies the crime. The royal blue oversees it for the survivor. It's to let victims know you can get knocked down, you can get black and blue, but you can survive beyond the crime. And then I started filing the nonprofit paperwork, just did all of that research, filed it, and then really just started. And one thing led to another.
And what has that led to today? What does Crime Survivors do today?
It's amazing to see what the organization has been able to accomplish in such a short time. We are presently working with all of the Orange County law enforcement agencies. We are working with advocates, district attorneys, many people throughout the community, corporations, businesses, and victims, of course, to really provide the support to all victims of crime, whether it's family members of murder, attempted murder, rape, domestic violence, sexual assault, child abuse, identity theft, elder abuse, whatever that is. We're there as a resource to provide that to the victims.
It seems such a reasonable and obvious thing to do. Have you had any problems trying to do what you're trying to do here?
Well, I think in the beginning, I think sometimes the squeaky wheel doesn't always fit in, I guess. So I think in the beginning it was very difficult because I really did speak out about my case, my personal experiences, and they were just my personal experiences and what I felt either were right or wrong or whatever it was, and what I wanted to make changes. But I think now it's been 5.5 years. I think people have realized, well, we had better deal with Patricia because she's not going anywhere. So I think that they realize that my heart, my passion, my love is to really help people. So I think some of the struggles and some of the roadblocks and some of the sticks and stones that were happening in the beginning are no longer there. And I think myself personally, I am a stronger survivor now, that I know that no matter what happens, our organization is growing. There's a demand for it. And I've seen that, so I think we have to move forward no matter what happens.
And very briefly, how has the economy been affecting your organization?
It's very tough. Many of the goals and objectives that we've had for our organization, it's very difficult. People don't have money. People don't have $25, $30 to do things. They're worried about feeding their families, taking care of their bills. So it's been a very tough time, but I think it'll turn around.
And we're going to find out how you can help it turn around a little bit later in the show. But let's take this break real quick, and we'll be back with Patricia and find out more about Crime Survivors.